Hello and welcome back to the channel. Glad you guys were able to come back. I know the first one was a little bit long, so I'm going to hopefully try and make this one a little bit shorter. This is obviously the exciting part of the project, obviously which design we're actually heading for or which direction. You know, are we going to go a color? Are we going to go a style? You know, there's so many different things to do. In saying that, the Street Fighter obviously has had a lot of stuff. You just go on socials, Instagram, all that type of stuff. You can see so many different avenues that people have chosen, and they all look cool in their own right. So we're looking at pretty much going a slightly different route, a bit more classic in saying, and it's really based on the wheels. I'm not a fan of the black standard wheels that come stock with the Street Fighter. They're a little bit meh, so the big thing for me on any bike is the wheels. If the wheels sort of pop, then it makes the rest of the bike sort of follow suit. So we're looking at going the classic 916. So I've got a print here. Let me just move my espresso. It's 7:30 in the morning. We're not open yet, hence why I haven't got a mask, so just letting you know, but as soon as I leave, obviously mask up. So this is obviously the classic 916. This is obviously a race version of it, and this is sort of the design cues that I'm going to be taking. The big thing you sort of notice straight away with, you know, the classic Ducati 916, 996, SBS, all the different variants, is you've got these beautiful gold Öhlins forks, which the Street Fighter has. You've got these beautiful gold Marchesini wheels, and you've got that trellis frame, which is done in that magnesium color that Ducati do. So they're obviously the key points, and then obviously the blood red Ducati paint, which the Street Fighter has. So after doing a lot of sort of mock-ups and stuff with Tim from VRT, who's such a savior, he saves me thousands of dollars in ordering the wrong color parts. And there's nothing worse than, say, buying a set of wheels, putting them up, and the color's not right, and having to paint them, because that kind of sort of is a bit of a waste of money, which we don't like wasting money. So in looking at this, we've already ordered a lot of parts, probably 95% of the parts already on order and coming through. We're going to be going a set of Oz Racing wheels. We're looking at a Termi system just to keep in theme with the classic 916. And we're actually going to be painting the subframe in the magnesium color. So yesterday, and it will cut through now to a strip that I did, we already had the subframe off, if you remember. So I pretty much got every last bit off. So we're actually going to use this subframe off the Street Fighter, and we're going to have this color matched to the engine covers to the Street Fighter, so in the same magnesium cover. Now I know a lot of you are going to say, but hang on, it all gets covered up. We're going to not use the side panel covers. It's also going to get rid of the heat shields. So, well, the heat covers, I should say, on the rear cylinder. So it might get a bit hot, but I've already had a kid, so I don't need any more. So that area doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're going to get this one painted up, and you're going to see obviously the beautiful red come from behind the frame, and then this is going to be done in that same magnesium color. We also had some parts come through from Course Motorcycles next door. We've got the rear tail cover, the one-piece design that gets rid of obviously the pillion pad, and we're going to get that one there painted exactly the same as the 916, so the white sort of placard sides, and then that nice beautiful gold pinstripe. Not sure with the wording what we're going to do, but we're actually going to head over now to Motorcycle Panel and Paint and see Simon, bring all our bits and pieces with us and sort of explain to him the style that we're going for, and then get him to basically go through and sort of tack it out and sort of give us an idea of what can be done, because it's all great having it in your head, but if you can't actually do it physically, then it's kind of pointless. Another thing with any new project that we start, so obviously we say design is crucial. The last thing you want to do is just add bits and pieces willy-nilly, because it just at the end of it looks like, coulda, shoulda done this, and obviously everyone's going to have an opinion. But bar that, the other thing that I always do with every project build is I buy a whole heap of tubs. So every single part that comes off the Street Fighter that's either not used, you know, exhaust system, stuff like that, every bit goes into these tubs. So then I've got every OEM part that came with the bike. A lot of people just kind of don't get this, or they think, oh, no one's ever going to want it. Keep all your stuff. Keep it. Keep your manuals, your books, all that type of stuff that you get with the bike. Keep it all, because it does make a difference, especially when you're dealing with, say, Ducatis. People, when they do buy it, and look, you might say, I'm never going to sell it, but one day you might either see something else you want to buy, or you might need the cash for something else, or circumstances change. People want to see all those bits and pieces. So yeah, we keep them all here. Anyway, not to ramble on, we're going to head over to Motorcycle Panel and Paint now, and we're going to go see Simon and the team there, and we're going to sort of start getting this done. All right, we'll see you guys in about an hour or so. So, all right, so I'm here now as promised with Simon, Motorcycle Panel and Paint, Fist Pump, because obviously COVID, we've got our masks on, so apologies if the sound's not great. So I've spoken to you on the phone a couple of times. We're doing the Street Fighter, so the new V4S, and we want to go that 916 sort of style. Now, I know you've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 916 Restos, 996, the whole lot. So I've brought a couple of parts here. Just need to get your insight. So we want to do the subframe, this colour here. Can you do that colour for me?
Absolutely.
Can you colour match? Okay, so majority of this is not actually going to be seen, it's just going to be mainly there. So obviously painting, you know, I know you're going to do a good job anyway, regardless. Only thing is rubber bushes, these ones are like pressed in, so just tape them up, and then I've got obviously the actual spaces that go into it. It does flex a bit, which is a bit unnerving, but
We'll take all these clips off.
I reckon just leave the clips in, because again, you're not going to see any of that, and I know that when I go to put it on, it's just going to scratch it off anyway, so it's kind of pointless. Obviously maybe just tape up the thread stuff, but if you can't, I'll just cut the thread. So we want to sort of do that whole 916, so we want to get that colour onto this. Now, one thing I didn't talk to you about is we've got the winglets. So have a feel of that. It's this new composite plastic that all the manufacturers are doing. It's almost like a marbled finish. It's just, it looks really sort of cheap. From a distance it's great, but up close.
Plasticky, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is if we can do the sides of it red, right, so sort of like an outline, and then just paint the rest of it like a satin matte finish. Probably more satin. So it looks,
satin black.
Yeah, so it looks like the actual plastic, but you know, when you run a microfiber over it, the microfiber just grips and it's just awful. And
all the hairs.
Yeah, and no product sort of makes it look really nice and sort of one slick finish. It just marks up easy. So we've got 4 of them. And the reason I'm thinking of doing that is that there's going to be so many more options coming to market with like extra wings, or you know, and I want to go to the carbon wings, but they're at a cost, they're like $1,500.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so for you know, and then I've also got
Paint's going to cost more than that.
Probably will, but it'll make me feel
Just
better.
to paint them?
Yeah, it'll make me feel better because it's going to be custom, so we've got that. Then we've got, obviously, this is a rear cowl that I spoke of. So this is obviously just come from course, brand new out of the pack. I want to do, so I'm not sure with the lines, which way would you kind of go? Because I want to copy that placard. Should we bring it down to the side? You know, overlap, or do you think that's too much? Or
I think we'd have to go to this line here.
Okay.
To keep it in the 916 style.
Yep. And then
caddy on top, and then bring it around.
Okay, and then would you make that like a V, or would you make that? One thing is, I'm thinking on the edge piece, it probably needs to be a V. Like
Okay, you can do that.
Point, only because I think if you do it rounded.
Well, we could do a couple of options. You know what I mean? With tape.
Yeah. Okay.
Just as a sample.
Okay. Yeah. You just take a picture and
have a look. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know what looks good. That's why I always use you guys, and I have for the last.
You can do one side on one way and do the other side a different way. Have a look, just with tape.
Yeah.
See what you think.
And I'm thinking obviously leave this strip obviously red.
Yep.
And then like I was saying across here, I want to use that old 916 font. So I'm not sure what's right if we just do the Ducati and then the Italian flag, or we do that Campione del Mondo, you know that. I think it's too much.
I don't think it's going to fit.
No. Yeah, so I think maybe we'll just do the Ducati, but we'll do it in that gold, that titanium, almost like a magnesium finish, because that's how it was. And then obviously the gold pinstripe.
Yep.
With the gold pinstripe, you would know more than anything. They're kind of hand painted almost from the factory, aren't they?
They're brushed. Yep.
Yeah. So is it easier for you to do brush, or is it easier just to paint it, or what?
It would look nice if we brush it.
Cool. And then would you do that gold? Would it be the same colour as the titanium?
No,
it's a bolder.
It's a really gold, rich, sort of bronzy gold.
Yeah, awesome. So you've done quite a few of the 916s, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you kind of know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. We should have a sample on the wall.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at paint-wise in the beginning. Then I want to get a front cover in carbon, and I'll get you to paint white and red on that, so it matches the the 916 sort of the the front white and then the back tail white. and any other ideas you come up with. So yeah, so that's pretty much what we want to do. What do you think time frame for something like this is going to be? And remember, you're on camera, so you're going to get held to it. 3 months?
2 years.
2 years? Okay, 2 years. That should be okay.
Right?
No, that'll be fine. Look, at the end of the day, you want quality, you've got to pay for quality. One of the biggest reasons, but not only because he's such a nice guy and he's so beautiful, I love using you guys, and I've always said this to you, because all you deal with is motorbikes. So like me, just motorbikes. You don't do cars or jet skis or anything like that. You just paint bikes, and for that, you obviously have that insight, that specialist thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing it coming back. Fist pump, thank you so much, and I'm going to head back to the shop. All right, thank you so much. So we're back from the team at Motorcycle Panel and Paint. As you can see, Simon is such a champion. He really knows, obviously, his craft. He's been doing it for over 10 years now. And again, like I said before, I love the fact they only deal with motorbikes. So we know we're in good hands dealing with the guys there. Now, we've obviously looking hopefully this Friday, and it's a big hopeful because tracking says it will be here, but again, we know delays and this and that and COVIDs and all this type of stuff does delay stuff. We'll have the Termi system being flown across direct from Italy. So when we get that, we'll do an unboxing. We'll show you which system that we chose for the Street Fighter. At the moment, the rear shock has been replaced by the team at Course, so it's got the brand new shock in there. So we shouldn't see any issues with that when we do eventually start to ride it. We've also removed the rear exhaust, so that's gone. We just need to remove the front exhaust, and then obviously we'll head across there next week or so, and we'll do a full video on obviously the fit up and how it's all going to look and work. And then obviously on to some more parts and things like that. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that type of stuff, just to get as many people as you can to look at, obviously I think the channel, they call it. Yeah, the channel. I'm learning all this new terminology. And till next time, thank you so much again, and have a great day. See ya.